What's going on, everybody, and welcome back for another Fear the Walking Dead video. Today's video, I wanted to go over the breakdown of the season teaser that we got at the end of the mid-season premiere. And if you haven't seen it already, check out my review of the premiere. The mid-season, the final string of episodes, not off to a good start. I don't know what to say about the direction they're going with Victor and his back and forth and who he really is and his commitment to this and that. Just a yo-yo of a storyline that we've been fed through this first episode. But I wanted to go over the teaser that we got for the rest of the season, kind of break it down, give you my thoughts about it, and what we can expect from these last episodes, because we're 1 in the can, 5 left. And so I really hope they finish it strong, but I am glad that they are finishing this show because it's been a bumpy ride along the way. People have abandoned the show. The fan base alone they're really not happy. They've turned their back on this show. But we got a strong start with the Daryl Dixon series, and just it's time for this show to end and give its final goodbye. And hopefully, from everything I've heard anyways, that this show is not going to set up any more spin-offs, but could possibly see some of these characters maybe cross over into others, which they could probably come up with something, but I guess we'll see. But anyways, this first shot I wanted to jump into, we have Madison and Victor. Now, Victor has since kind of rejoined this group after he was forced out of the hotel by Troy and his men, knowing where they're at, so he made kind of the threat that they'll keep coming back to try to get information or just basically be a pain in their ass. So they left the hotel, and they've been provided safe passage to, I want to say, Padre, and hopefully they can establish a home for these other people and maybe even reunite some other kids. But getting back to the shot, we have Madison here pointing a gun at Victor, saying, I'm going to go after him, because she is obviously going to be very angry with Troy for saying that he killed Alicia. So she's going to be probably on a mission for these last 5 episodes to go after him, to possibly put Alicia to rest if she believes him, and just there's a lot to, I guess, unpack with these snapshots, and just a lot with these last final episodes if we're going to get any reunions or any happy endings. It's really hard to tell at this point. But moving on, during that same little discussion, we have Luciana. Luciana we have not seen for quite a while. I want to say the last big role that she played was in that oil field producing gasoline, and we really haven't seen a whole lot of her since. Or maybe she just didn't make an impression with the little bit of storyline that she got towards the end of Season 7. But here she is. She's back. She's back with Daniel and everybody, and who knows what the hell she's up to. But in this scene in particular, as Madison and Victor are kind of arguing, she does not know what's going on. She obviously has not been filled in to the fact that Troy is back and he's alive. And then here in this scene, we have Daniel, Madison, and this strange little girl. Now, there is the floating theory out there that this is Troy's daughter, and some people might have even said that this was Alicia's daughter. I don't think that's a possibility, because I think she is a tidbit too old for that. With the 7-year time jump that we did get, this kid, I think, has to be at least between 9 and 10. And it would just be silly, I think, for her to be Alicia's daughter. I could see her possibly being Troy's. But here in this scene in particular, she says that Alicia is within this herd, and this is where Madison is trying to track down her daughter's corpse, her walker corpse, and put her to rest. And I just think there might be a little bit more going on than we realize. And here they've kind of pushed that tease even more. We see this walker from behind who is missing their left arm, and as we know, Alicia lost her left arm and she turned it into this prosthetic weapon. And so, not real sure. I don't want to believe she's dead, I guess. I think that would be a waste of potential to bring her back, because we know that the actress who played Alicia did go off to do another show, but I don't think the show lasted. And so it would be, I think, perfect opportunity for her to come back, even if it's in the last episode, to see Madison and kind of get that happy ending for those characters, and maybe send those characters off in the sunset and we never see them again. But wishful thinking, I guess. Here's a close-up of that walker, still kind of mysterious. We don't know who it is. Moving on, we have a shot of what I believe to be Padre and this teacher just teaching a handful of kids simple multiplication. We get a shot of Madison. This is during a scene where she is talking with, I want to say, Daniel or Victor. Can't remember who now. Probably Victor. But she says she's going to go kill Troy. Very casual about it. She's had enough. Her shit's fed up. She's going to go kill Troy. And then we see this. I want to say this is probably at the hotel. I imagine after everybody else left, Troy probably set up camp there. And we see what looks like to be an explosion, and Troy is catching it outside, and don't know that maybe this is the shots fired attack, that Madison's not going to give him the location of Padre, and she's basically telling him to kiss my ass. I'm not going to give you this location and put these kids in danger or anybody else in danger because you have a bone to pick with me. This woman, not real sure who she is yet. Obviously, probably someone they picked up along the way. Then we see a shot of walkers following a vehicle with a spotlight on it. This is Troy's MO. This is how he destroyed the ranch. He led a herd of walkers to the ranch, and I imagine this is part of probably a 2 or 3 wave thing that he's going to do, because we get another shot with I can't think of the word, barrage? No, just a boat full of walkers that he's probably bringing up to maybe a base camp of Padre, or a trading post, or maybe not a trading post, but a location where maybe a storage area for Padre. I don't know if he'll actually get to Padre in these first couple episodes, but probably by the end we'll have a full-on all-out war kind of situation going on, maybe. But here we have again with Troy. This particular shot, he says something to the effect of, "You're going to tell me where Padre is." So he's obviously captured somebody, and he's holding them for questioning and trying to get this information out of them. Moving on, we got Dwight, and I think that's the only character we know in this shot, running away from walkers in the back, so they're probably being invaded, and Troy has sent his herd of walkers to go after Padre itself, or just a storage location, or whatever the case may be. And here we see June, and I want to say her name was Blue Jay, I think that was her name, going at this walker who, from what I can see, has metal melted over the top of its head, so it's preventing it from being killed the traditional way. So maybe June has to go up from underneath the chin, or whatever the situation is here. But we see that Blue Jay, if that's her name, I can't remember, I'm sorry, but we see that she looks injured. So does she get bitten at some point? Because she looks pretty worn down and pretty just haggard, for lack of a better word. So I wonder if she got bitten at some point and June just kind of nursing her until she has to inevitably put her down. We got a shot of Daniel here. He says he wants to choke the life out of him with his bare hands, or something to that effect, talking about Victor, because we know that Victor and Daniel and a lot of our other survivors, they did not part ways friends. And Daniel even kind of mentions something to this, where he says, or Victor says, "Hello, old friend," or something like that, and Daniel says, "We are not friends," because Victor tried to kill all of these people at one point or another during his reign over the tower, and I can see Daniel holding a grudge, and Daniel's not someone I would want mad at me, because, well, he's a trained killer, even before the days where walkers roamed the earth. And here we have this boat of walkers, probably feeding onto the lands of Padre, as Troy is known to do, use walkers to do his dirty work. Here's a shot of this little girl again. We don't know who she is, who her name is, who she's faithful to as far as Troy, or is she part of our survivor group? We don't know yet. How she knew where Alicia was, so I assume that she is with Troy in some way or another. Again, there's the theory that she is his daughter, but I guess we will see. Then we see in the final few shots here, Madison and Troy in full-on battle. So is this part of the final battle that we're going to see for Padre, or is this just one of the battles that we could possibly see them come across each other in? I hope, honestly, this is the final battle. I would love to see an all-out war situation, because I love that storyline from the Walking Dead comics and from the show. I think that is probably the best way to give this show a proper closeout, and maybe even give the show a way to draw fans in to even want to see this, because a lot of fans are not happy with how this show has turned out, and just the little dips here and there with the viewership and with the writing. It's just been a roller coaster of a situation with this show. But I think that will do it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave your comments. I want to know what you guys have to say, and I think that will do it. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.